time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
Just keep battling. And just keep battling. And keep battling. Chicago's a tough guy town.
Yeah, kid.
Thank you.
Yo, what up, Tennessee?
You find this funny, Mr. Bro? You're smiling. Do you find this humorous? No, they're not. Do you find this humorous, Mr. Bro? You're laughing and smiling. I'm just wondering if you do. You didn't answer my question, Mr. Bro. Do you find this humorous?
No, I find it keeping the 4 years.
At least you're not smiling and laughing now. Oh, I guess you're back at it again now.
Timberwolves superfan KFAN Stan Barrero.
How do you like me now?
I don't want to sound like I made no mistakes. I'm confident I have. You put me under the spot here, and maybe I'm not as quick on my feet as I should be.
Tennessee made a mistake here accepting the job as interim.
Land looks like.
And he knows that. I don't need to rub it in.
Brutal.
Yeah.
B-R-U-T-A-L.
Misery loves company. Here we go.
I'm a fraud.
Yes. Boy, truer words of never been back spoke.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the north. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Here we be. I'm Comedy's Tennessee. And I just witnessed, I didn't really watch it. My office was commandeered earlier this morning. I stopped by my office, set down my backpack, my lunch pail, and I had some work to do, working with Amanda, one of our salespeople. We're working with a potential new client, came up with what we call a spec spot in the business. And went and produced the ad, and then I went back to go to my office, and it was commandeered by Kara and by High Energy Helvey. And
really?
I don't want to give away because I don't know, but he's doing something for. Do you have that little sound effect that we like here?
Digital. Find it only on the Common Man program page.
Well, you won't find this on the Common Man program page. You'll find it, I guess, KFAN.com. Is that
social channels? Yeah,
social
I don't think
channels.
we do program pages anymore.
No, do we not do actual program pages anymore? We don't actually have a little.
We don't like put content down or anything. If we do, maybe there's a bio or something.
Do you think all the other shows put content on theirs? Or we just gave? Well, I say we. I never tried anything that I can recall.
I think the popularity. I just think the popularity of social media has just kind of superseded show pages on the internet. You know,
that makes sense. Okay, so anyway, but I could hear
you have your own show page at your X account or your Instagram account.
Right. And I've used Insta, I think once or twice now. I had to do it. Deuce today wasn't feeling this is how tough he is, though. Instead of going into work because he doesn't want to make people sick, because he came down with a cold, when he's got a sore throat and that, what he did was he's working from home. His job allows him to do that. So the boss said, sure, no one wants to get sick, right? I had to have Deuce help me. I needed to print a script for the spec spot. He showed me how to pull it up on the computer and then how to print, because I'd forgot it's Control P. Is that what it is?
You've got to be kidding me.
Control P, and that it just prints is so beautiful. But I did that. But so I did. So my office was commandeered, but it's okay. It's my office is yours. The door is always open, as the front offices always say. Door's always open. You can talk to me anytime you like. And so I'm anxious to see the final product. I could hear him, and it's a pretty good bit. And so, but that will be coming sometime soon to a social channel near you. So then I'm one cut common. They call me Uno Corte. We did this. It's a 2-person spot with sound effects. We did it in one cut. Okay. Yeah, I know you're waiting for it. So here it is. I'll do it for you. It's going to be Name the Trumpet Player.
One of them is Herb Alpert.
That's it.
And the other one is the guy downstairs.
Yeah, and then I don't know who
is that. Leonard?
We have 3.
Well, the original one I would never had a name for.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know who it is. But we do have 3. I don't know who the original one is. I don't know who. I think it was a listener, though. It sounds like it was.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
I wonder who it is. They have the.
That's right. We did have a listener send it to us.
Remember unnamed? Remember a guy called? This was a brilliant bit. I don't know if he made enough money to get him to the grave, Foo. But remember the unknown comic? Have you ever heard that bit? That's a long time, probably 80s. He put a paper bag over his head and would do his routine, and he called himself the unknown comic, and they loved it. He appeared on national TV. He did a nationwide. I didn't even remember if his comedy was funny, but everybody needs a hook.
It's a good bit.
You're interim producer. That's your hook. I'm the common man. That's my hook. JG's the tasteless box of mashed potato. That's his hook. PA's a national treasure. Everybody's got a hook, right? And he was the unknown comic, and he just had a paper bag on his head. He would do his material. I didn't even know if it was funny. I don't think he really listened to his material. He just thought, that's cool. Look at, he's got a bag on his head because he's the unknown comic.
He could also be a Detroit Lions fan at the same time.
Wait, hold on. First, I'll give you this, and then I'll give you.
Detroit's got one of the best head coaches and one of the best offenses in the National Football League. They're coming bouncing back next year.
Yeah, what do you think about?
While we're on it, if we have any listeners, I'd like a different version of this. If they could do like a horn version of.
Oh yeah.
Or like an original that nobody else uses.
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to spice things up around here. We don't like to just we don't like to just run in place. We don't like to do the same thing over and over and over again.
We're always evolving.
What would Deuce say about what you had to say about the Lions?
The Lions are a terrible team.
Oh, but no.
What do you think of the Lions?
Yeah, there you go. What do you think of the Lions now?
Before something restored.
Now, what do you think?
Now, what do you think?
So I had some other time to kill, and I stepped in the studio, into the control room where you are. Brett Blakemore was in for Nordo today, and he's watching Olympic hockey. And I look up at the screen. It's 4-0 Canada over. Is it Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic,
Czechia,
Czech United Republic of China? I don't know what they are anymore. And this is going to be a very unpopular. I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
Why are we even doing Olympic hockey? Why didn't they just say this? Look, United States and Canada will play a best 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 7, right? And then the other teams can go ahead and play for the bronze medal. Just dispense with it's just preposterous.
Haven't you ever heard of the Miracle on Ice?
Well, and I knew you would say that. And when was the Miracle on Ice?
That would be 46 years ago.
46 years ago. So, lightning striking. It ain't going to happen again. Sorry, ain't going to work.
You never know when there's a hot goalie.
Yeah, right. Well, good luck with that.
Well, if you want to get even more controversial, like the fact that they allow political forces to influence not having a country there, right? Like Should the Russian hockey players not be able to play hockey there because of
let's not talk
what's going on with their decision makers? Like, it's kind of unfair to them.
That's too controversial.
And Russia in this tournament would just make, one, they have a ton of talent.
Right.
But two, like, they're always just kind of like the bad guy. It's nice to have like your villain.
Yeah. Is it, you have to catch me up. Is it the Ukraine thing? Is that what this is all about?
Yeah, I think so.
How about the Ukrainian, was he a snowboarder or downhill skier, alpine guy? He had a helmet that had the pictures of those people that had died that were athletes and then were killed in the Ukrainian USSR war. And they said, well, you can't wear that. You can wear it during practice, but we're not going to allow you to wear it while you're going downhill. So they met with him, and you know what he said? Some things are bigger than gold medals, and he said, I'm out. So he didn't go. So all that training for 4 years, he gave up to stand tall for Ukraine himself, and good for him, But yeah, it's all so controversial. Speaking of controversy, we'll get to Olympic controversy here sometime during this first hour. However, as we go to break, Tenneby's going to have a keyword for us. And then what's really cool is we have Peek at the Purple. And I want to dive into a topic that we've kind of danced around kind of lightly, and we really haven't dug too deep into it. Vikings quarterback position and situation, what that's all about. Viking, we haven't talked about it. I'm going to do Viking talk, but it's not going to be quarterback related in any way, shape, or form. We'll do that other side of the break. But right now, Tenneby with that keyword right here. The Fan.
The Fan wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword bank at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is bank. Enter it now at KFAN.com. We all had that one teacher who believed in us. Show your gratitude with Thank a Teacher, powered by Donor Shoes. Nominate a public school teacher to win $5,000 for their classroom. This week, we want to give a shout out to Emily Larson, who teaches at Stillwater Area High School. Nominate a teacher to thank today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common, East Tennessee. Text message says Russia is banned from the Olympics because of a massive state-sponsored doping program going back to the 2014 Olympics. I do remember that now. So and they're still, is this a lifelong ban? Is this like Barry Bonds? Who is the guy, the other home, Souza and McGuire? Is that what this is all about? Is this But
weren't there Olympics where their athletes could still participate, but they weren't using like the...
Well, I think that's still going on now.
Oh, it is? They just can't do the hockey team?
But I don't think they can do a hockey team under the umbrella of the USSR. I'm back in the USSR, so whatever they call themselves now. Russia, I guess, is what they call themselves. They're back to where they used to be. So, yeah, so I don't know the ins or outs. I just know that I think you're spot on. I mean, I trust you that if Russia was able to field the team, they'd be pretty good, right?
They'd be a contender for gold. Yeah. I mean, their top two lines would be as good as anyone's.
They would have Kaprizov, right?
They'd have Kaprizov, yeah.
Who
Ovechkin,
wow.
Kucherov, Malkin. Their defensemen probably would be their weak spot, but they have two, some of the best goalies in the world.
Couldn't they defect for a couple of weeks and then go back and say, hey, I made a mistake. I really wasn't thinking clearly. Couldn't you do that? That's what I'd do. Of course, Putin might not be all in on that. Time for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. How about this? Affordable Electric is offering free electrical evaluations all month long. From new lighting and electrical upgrades to repairs and remodels, they'll be at my house tomorrow morning, bright and early, to finally conduct all the work that I needed them to do. I'll give you an update on it later. Call today, schedule your free estimate. Be sure to mention you heard us on the Fan. Affordable Electric, Affordable-electric.com. Affordable a little quick on the trail. I didn't see it coming. Caught me off guard. It's shockingly affordable. Tennessee, as I say, there's the Viking stuff. I hope you don't mind. I'm kind of stealing a bit out of what do you call it? Purple Prey.
Purple Prey.
And I won't do this. This was because I was desperate today. I was panicking. I needed something. But, you know that the meat sauce bit about knowing all of the, potential draft picks? Well, he stole that bit for me. I think I've made that clear. Thievery, though, is the sincerest form of flattery. Back when Mel Kiper, you used to have to, I've talked about this before. Mel Kiper, he's kind of the guru. He's kind of the godfather of, no, not fraud. That's Rosen. He's the godfather of draft guides. He would come out with one that back in the 90s, you'd have to mail for it. You have to send money. And it would come in the mail, and it had a glossy cover. Oh, you'd open it up, and it would be page after page after page of, the top, I don't know how many, but it'd be like the top 20 guys at every position and a breakdown of them, right? And so, of course, me, because I lie for a living, I'd come out and I'd read it as if it was like what's coming on. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Vikings could use, they're not that far away, Tennessee. 3 offensive linemen, 3 defensive linemen, a couple of linebackers, 4 defensive backs, a safety or 2, a quarterback, a running back, and a couple of tight ends. But there's a standout cornerback out of Tennessee named Colton Hood. Are you familiar with him?
No.
He's been emerging as a potential first-round prospect, particularly following impressive Senior Bowl practices where, I don't know if you heard about this, because I pay attention to this, he was lauded by scouts and receivers for his physicality and coverage skills. Though some scouts, not all, but there are some that express some skepticism about his true speed and hip fluidity. And I watched his hip fluidity.
That's important.
Well, what I did is I broke it down in, like the Zapruder film for the Kennedy assassination. I broke it down really slowly. I'm not sure that his hip fluidity is really what it should be. Because of that could potentially put him in the second round. There are projections that vary, but generally see him as a highly touted athletic defensive back. Great upside in man-heavy schemes, and I think that's what B-Flow likes, is man-heavy schemes. So look for Colton Hood. Purple Prey, Purple Prey. And I'm sorry I'm stealing your thunder. I promise I won't.
That's okay. You can do your own.
Yeah, I'm
not going to go through all of them.
Okay, good. Because I was panicked for a peek at the purple. I didn't really know what to do, so I thought, well, I better do something. So there you go.
See, I have one for peek at the purple, but I have it for 5 questions. So now I would rather just save it for 5 questions.
Very good. So standout cornerback from the University of Tennessee, and I'm sure we could actually probably call Chip Scoggins.
Yeah, he might know the most about him.
College football's his favorite sport, and he went to Tennessee, so that's Tennessee. So that's where his heart resides. Not in San Francisco. He didn't leave his heart there. He left it somewhere in Tennessee. So that's Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, affordable-electric.com, affordable-electric.com. Receive the text message, Tennessee, and I think this is important. Hold on, you'll love this. They come in at breakneck speed, so I should have put this at the top. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. This is from the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. Update, did baby brother Peter get his birth certificate on time? Because if you'll recall, yesterday when we last left our heroes, BBP, matter of fact, in 6 minutes, he'll be going into a background check because he's doing some internship for a company in San Francisco for this summer. And they do a background check, and he needed not 1 but 2 forms of ID. All he had was his driver's license. Did I tell you, I've showed you where my driver's license picture, I got a scowl on my face instead of a smile. Do you have a smile or a scowl?
I don't even recall.
Because most people have a smile. And then so I always do the scowl, and I've explained it, because if the highway patrol pulls me over, I'm not going to be smiling. So
I have a blank face.
Yeah.
Not a smile or a skull.
Right. So, but there you go. Because that's what you're probably, when
Mine looks like a mugshot.
When he pulls you over, you're not going to be smiling. Hey, officer, thanks. I'm just looking forward to getting a
So
speeding
excited
ticket
to have
today.
you here.
So you're going to have it. So that's why I do it. Well, so now Deuce and baby brother Peter do it too. And then it's spread through Deuce's friends group or whatever they call them. So all the people that he hangs around with us, now it's spreading like wildfire. There's one of the gals in the group. She encourages others, and she has a collection of them. So she has pictures of all the people just kind of with a bitter look on their face. So that's all Pete's got is the bitter-looking license plate. But he does, or driver's license, but he has the one with, what's that thing you got to have to travel? What the hell do they call
your
that?
Visa or your passport?
No. It's the license now has to have.
Oh, Real ID?
Real ID.
Yeah.
So he's got Real ID, but he needed his birth certificate, and he needed it by 12:30. So I quickly found it in the house. Went to FedEx yesterday, and I told you yesterday, they said, well, if you want it there absolutely positively overnight, it's going to cost you absolutely positively $113 and a couple 14 cents. And I'm like, and that's when I said to her, I said, I could fly first class and deliver to him in person. And she said, well, why don't you do that? Just go down to 494 in the airport, take the exit, take Terminal 1. And then, truth be told, that probably only got me one way. I probably had to pay another $113 to come back. But nonetheless, I could have visited baby brother Peter. But he said that when he got up at 8:30 this morning, it was there. So he
better be when you spend $113.
Well, yeah. So he did. But so I wished he would have been up at 8 because I read somewhere, if it's there at 8:01, money back. It has to be, if they charge you that kind of money and they tell you 8 o'clock, it has to be there by 8 o'clock. Or otherwise, why would you do it? Right? I said, hey, well, we got close. We did it about 9:12. Well, that doesn't work. I did 8. So FedEx lived up to their absolutely positively overnight. So that has been taken care of. So I knew there was a couple of text messengers, listeners that were, I don't know if it kept them up overnight to find out if that's what happened, but just to let you know.
All is right with the world.
All is right with the world. All is well that ends well. Update on the unknown comic in Tennessee. You talk about Olympic controversy. There's plenty of it in my favorite sport, figure skating. We'll talk about that next. We call this the Common Man Program, along with Tennessee. Mark Rosen joins us at about 2 here on The Fan.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com.
Sorry, I forgot we were doing PST, Triple V, Triple I.
That's all right.
Pairings and results. We don't have any results yet. So we're just doing pairings. We had the selection show yesterday. Again, many thanks to Justin Gard, the Tasteless Box of Mashed Potatoes, and Corey Coe, formerly Sludge, for helping us out yesterday. I'm looking at the speed skating. Tennessee, it's the 500-meter speed skating. The Italian guy is Lola Brigida. I wonder if he's any relation to Gina Lola Brigida. I don't know if you've heard me mention that name, but that's very boomer-like. That Gina Lola Brigida was an Italian actress, and let's just say she was a spicy Italian dish. Can you give me a rim shot? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I wonder if there's any relation. I mean, Gina Lola Brigida was, she was a lowercase d. Can you let's let the people in Winona, brand new station down there, KWMN 99.3 sports talk for sports people down in Winona.
Yeah, baby.
That's what a lowercase d is. And people wonder, why do you call them a lowercase d? Well, let me explain. Lowercase d, because back in the day when we were first starting, the technology was starting to advance and we were able to fire the sound bites on the air. You did it on the keyboard on the computer. And so the yeah baby, the way you would fire yeah baby on the air is you had to hit the lowercase d key on the computer. So they became lowercase d's. That's a little bit of fan history for you right here on the Common Man Program on the Fan. Tennessee, here we are with PST Triple V, Triple I, results and pairings. What you got for us?
Yeah, no results today because this is the first day we'll have the polls open. So you'll be able to go on to KFAN's Twitter account, or I should say X account, at KFAN1003 and be able to vote on these shortly after I post them. These are all say-in matchups today.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizza Pizzeria.
The number 16 seed in the North region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria, is CBS Sports' Bud Elliott, who says it's, quote, a safety issue to put JMU and Tulane in the playoff field.
What does that even mean? What does it mean, a safety issue?
Basically, so he was going on this rant about how JMU and Tulane should not be in the playoff field for the college football playoff. And because they're smaller schools, he's basically like, it's a safety issue. They'll get hurt pretty much.
No, he did not.
Yes.
Well, now it is preposterous.
Yes.
I see. Okay. I didn't get it before. Thanks for explaining that to me.
He'll go up against the number 17 seed, the Common Man, who said, quote, I watched the Players' Championship this past weekend, and I putt better than 50% of the players on the PGA Tour.
Speaking of digital, once the weather warms up, you and I will go to a putting green, and you can have me go, or we'll go to a green at some golf course.
Yeah.
As we're playing around. We'll get out early so we get ahead of the crush. And we'll spend 10 minutes for me putting from different areas of the putting green, and I guarantee you'll go, why aren't you on tour? So there you go. But anyway, there's your first matchup.
That's your first matchup.
The Saiyan.
West region.
West region, the number 16 seed in the Saiyan matchup is Joe Nelson. Bring me the news, formerly of Paul Allen.
Tiny
9 to
Joe.
noon. Yeah, Tiny Joe. He predicted the 2024-2025 Gophers men's basketball team would finish the season 12-2. They did not quite come that close.
You know what his name was before they settled on Tiny Joe? The Pup. But they decided they didn't want to go with that.
He'll go up against number 17 seed Max Fuller. Hootie hoo!
Hootie hoo!
Max was on with Paul Allen. I believe it was also Parker Fox. And they were talking about Rob Dillingham.
I mean, it's Dillingham. When you watch him in open court dribbling that basketball, yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Magic, yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm not best ever or worst ever kind of guy, but I mean, there aren't many you're ever going to see as fast and twitchy with the right and the left with him.
It's AI-esque.
Mm-hmm. I like that comparison.
Shouldn't all three of them be nominated? PA's just going. This is a guy that just got traded. He's been a total bust in the NBA to this point, right? I mean, he might revive his career. Did we trade him to Chicago? Was it wherever he's playing
to get IO?
And then how about Fox goes Magic? I mean, now is he talking about Mandrake or Magic Johnson? I don't know, Mandrake or Irvin, but it should have been three people.
He just got traded for a depth piece.
Yeah, it's just insane. Oh, it's good.
East region.
The Saiyan matchup in the East region, a couple guys from the Athletic. Aaron Gleeman covers the Twins for the Athletic, and he said this.
Standpoint, you don't want someone who's just a puppet of the front office. And I don't think Baldelli was that.
No.
But
He'll go up against the number 17 seed, Alec Lewis.
Here's the thing. I said this on the podcast, but usually when a guy changes numbers to a single digit number, they look faster, they look more agile, they look quicker.
It's called an optical illusion, and I'm not sure I believe in it. I mean, because you have optics, and then you have, what is it, ear ticks, whatever it is. I can't believe audio. I can't believe I heard that. That's as preposterous as it gets. Great matchup.
South region.
Final Saiyan game matchup, and this is Nordo versus Nordo. The 16 seed Eric Nordquist said, quote, I would rather dodge a punch from Jalen Carter than get spit on. He'll go up against the number 17 seed Eric Nordquist, who said this about Kirk Cousins.
I think Kirk would almost be happier just potentially leaving the league because he's not chasing dollars. I think he legitimately chases wins.
Kirk doesn't chase dollars.
No, he doesn't.
Not at all.
He never has. What he does is he takes one stone out of the little urn every day. There you go. What can people do to vote, Tennessee?
Once I figure out how to post the photos, because I'm having issues with those right now, you'll be able to vote on them at KFAN 1003 on X.
Already controversy. Well, our voting controversy already. What was I going to say? Oh, now did I hear this right? Brett Blakemore comes up and he goes, "Did you hear what happened on the power trip today?" And I thought, oh no, somebody dropped.
I know that they announced another trip.
Yeah, or wait, what? Or somebody dropped an F-bomb and they didn't catch it, right?
Sure.
And it was hockey apparently. And is this a bit? Have you heard about this? Is he bitter about being in the preposterous statement tournament?
I hadn't heard about it until Blakemore did.
Yeah.
Blakemore had audio for me.
Yeah, well, he started
so
playing it for me.
I
I gave him a timeout signal. I said, I don't need to hear it. I get it. He's upset. Is he really upset, or is he doing a bit?
He sounded really upset. But I didn't listen to I didn't listen to the segment at all. Apparently, it was first segment of the Power Trip today.
Well, I'm sorry. If he wants to be removed, we've done it before. One other time in the history of the PST, Mark Craig. We talk about him often on the Fan. He's a great, or on the Common Man program. He's a great sports writer. Started in Canton, Ohio. Not in the Hall of Fame, but that's where he started working. I think if I read his bio correctly. And he's been covering the NFL for years. He's a Hall of Fame voter and all that. And he had, I didn't remember what he said, and he was mad and he tweeted out or something. We took him out of kind. Well, we did, I guess. That's what we do. It's more just for fun. And so, but he didn't like, so we just said, okay. I don't want to upset people that much. So if you're upset, we were talking off air, JG, Cove, and myself, and maybe this was part of the on-air banter too, but you wonder if certain people were to win, are they willing to come on the air and joke around about it? Remember? Because some people I don't think would want to do that. We didn't even bother reaching out to Chris Carter when he won. A couple of years ago, he did the $30 million ain't going to get you to the grave foo. We didn't even bother reaching out to him. I highly doubt Chris, knowing him as I do, and I don't know him real. I played golf with him one time. Me and the heir to the House of Sydney. And if I told this story on the air when I played golf with Chris Carter, go ahead and give me a bell ring. In the heir to the House of Sydney. This was back in the mid-90s. And we were able to somehow, must have been Hartman, because he knows a guy who knows a guy. And so we were able to play out at, the three of us got to play at the White Bear Lake Yacht Club. Okay. And the pro at the time, who's long gone now, comes up and he goes, hey, I know you guys like talking about where you play on the air, but if you could kind of keep this under your hat, because apparently the members there would get really upset if there were three people that weren't members playing. And I get it. You're paying the big freight. You got the downstroke. You got your monthly dues, and you got to pay guest fees and such like that. But, again, it's the legendary Chris Carter. So and the legendary Chad Hartman, and then, the bozo tag along, the flat catcher who's a nobody. But I told the guys, Cove and Guard, about the best sport, who took it the best and played along with it of all the winners was Amy Van Dyken, the queen of the chlorine, Olympic swimmer. She ended up having a tragic ATV accident. I think is she paralyzed from the waist down? I don't think she's a quadriplegic. I think she's a paraplegic from the waist down. And she had a show with Rob Dibble, former relief pitcher. I think he played for the Reds and maybe some other teams. And they had a overnight show on Fox. And that's when she did the bit about Drew Brees and, he doesn't have any money and they have a baby. And, without a contract, without the kind of money, how are they going to afford to have a baby? It's expensive and all that. So and at first she caught wind of it, and on her show she would talk about it, and she was bitter about it. And then I don't know what happened. If someone explained it to her, that's just all in good fun. So when she won, she came on the air. You remember that, don't you, Teneby?
Of course.
And she was just, she played around along with it so well, and it was really a delight to have her. So, but if hockey wants to reach out to us and wants to be removed from there, we can say it's a disqualification. It doesn't matter to me. It's all in good. It's all in good fun. This text message came in, Teneby, and it says, the last texter was wrong. Russia's not suspended from the Olympics because of the doping scandal of McGuire, Bonds, and Sosa back in Sochi in 2014. It's because they were involved in Pete Rose's gambling scandal. So that's the problem. So that's why they've been eliminated because of that. A lot of people have texted in on that, though. Gina Lollobrigida is the skater's grandmother. So there had to be, right? How many people are named Lollobrigida? So there's a text message there, Gina Lollobrigida. Well, now this one says, no, there's another one that says, the Italian speed skater Francesca, her great aunt is Gina Lollobrigida. Well, I thought that were the males skating. See, this is all.
No, it was female skating.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. So there you go. Oh, here's what it says, Teneby. Hockey said that you indeed can take a train from Dublin to London. Then said you take a train to a ferry and ferry across the ocean. If you have to change modes of transportation, then you in fact do not take a train from Dublin to London. So that is true. That was the whole thing. You don't take it. Now, it could have been taken. You lift that one soundbite, and it can sound like he meant you take a train from Dublin to London. But maybe he was saying you take the train from Dublin to wherever to Old Head, and then you get on from Old Head and play 18 holes, and then you go. I don't know, but I just it's just controversy is what it is, and it's reigning supreme in the Common Man program. So, when we were talking about the delivery of the, I FedEx Pete's birth certificate to him, and they said it would be there by 8 o'clock. Pete says, I woke up at 8:30, and it was there. This text message says, I remember back in the day, Domino's Pizza offered a 30-minute delivery. We were always hoping when we got to the 26, 27 mark that he would be late and we get a free pizza. He would show up at the 29th minute with a minute to spare. Our pizza was not free. So they were putting the pressure on. It's a great marketing idea, right? Because anytime you feel like there's an opportunity to get something for free, you're going to do that. So if they're offering, hey, if it's not there in 30 minutes, you get your pizza for free. But let's say some of the other pizza places like Better Pizza, Better Ingredients, Papa John's, or like now if you order from Papa Murphy, you're not going to get it delivered. It's never going to get there, right? But that's what they're saying. So so they say no matter you can look, and I'll let baby brother Peter look at that at another time. I saw something, Teneby, regarding, Barrero brought this up to me, when we passed the torch between, the two programs. We're talking about, I asked him, I said, you're paying closer attention to the league than I am. Are the Wolves the only team that sometimes just says we're not going to try tonight? He goes, well, no, it happens at other places. He shares my anger is not the right
disappointment.
Word. Yeah, disappointment, and just it's astonishment that they're able to get away with this, and they're not the only team. He told me and I looked it up because I thought he was trying to get me going when he said, no, there are teams that are already intentionally tanking. I look it up. CBS Sports did a story, John Gonzalez, NBA Tank Watch, ranking 9 teams gunning for the number 1 pick after the trade deadline. Here's what it says. It lists the teams. NBA Tank rankings. Number 1, the Sacramento Kings. They're right now 12 and 43. Here's what it says. The Kings are putting on a master class right now. After falling to the Pelicans on Monday, the Kings have lost 13 in a row, their worst stretch since 1990. If they lose their next game at Utah on Wednesday, that would have been yesterday. It would be the organization's longest streak since 1971 when they were the Cincinnati Royals. I had no idea a team called the Cincinnati Royals existed. Then I liked what the writer said. He goes, they should lean in and wear Royals throwback jerseys for that one, which I got to admit, I think is a good idea. It says Sabonis, Levine, Murray, and Monk, and DeAndre Hunter have all been out recently for various reasons. Over the last week, 3 of the players getting the most minutes include Nikki Clifford, Dylan Caldwell, and Daquan Plowden. Plowden played 39 minutes in a late home loss to James Harden and the Cavs over the weekend, where the Kings mercifully avoided a win to keep the streak alive. And it goes on and on where there are teams, they'll play players at the end of the third quarter, then they pull their best players off and they sit for the entire fourth quarter and they lose. No. See, for me, there's a delicate balance. I think this is controversial because I'll go back to the Vikings. We're 4-8 last year, right? And I guess we've decided, head coach, weren't we 4-8? We won 5 in a row to end the season. And the head coach declared that he thought it was good building blocks for the future. Win games, get a good taste of winning, get the team playing at a high level so that going on to next year, it would bubble over to next year, right? And it would help. And I understand that logic. I just don't know if in this day and age that really, I just don't know when you get to the professional level of if players look at it that way. Matter of fact, I said I wasn't going to talk quarterback today, but if you remember from a Go Long, it's some website that does long form sports. I can't remember the kid's name. Tyler Dunn, I think it was, wrote a piece where he quoted extensively from Harrison Smith and Cashman. And Blake Cashman's most telling quote was, and I can bring it up again. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said we thought we were going to run it back with Darnold, and we didn't. So when you got players thinking that, I don't think winning the 5 games at the end of the season makes that big of a difference to them. Plus, that it's a long time between the last game in January and the first game in September the next year. And you have a lot of players that aren't going to be with the club anymore. Players are going to have to take a pay cut. It might be a little bitter about it. So I think I would rather get a higher draft pick. But it's dangerous to tank, especially, I think.
In February, it seems odd.
Well, it does seem, yeah.
Early to mid-February.
But I will say this. Here's what I will say. If the way they're tanking, I understand the anti-tanking thing. And I guess at the end of the day, all things being equal, it's probably not a good thing. Because I've talked about how can you be a ticket buyer of a Timberwolves game and then go watch them not even put out any effort sometimes. It's like, well, you feel like you've been taken. Or if you go to see, like let's say, hey, LeBron's in town along with Luka. So you want to go to that game because you want to watch LeBron, maybe the best player to ever play the game, and then Luka, one of the better players of this generation. And then you go to the game and they're both on load management. It's like, well, wait a minute. That's not, I bought a game to watch the Lakers and their full roster. But if you're doing it where I don't know. I understand the concept and I actually don't mind it, but I think the way you do have to do it is because what I had said before about like with the Vikings and stuff, letting younger players get more experience. Same way. How about just, for instance, let's go back to the Wolves. When these teams play like 8 players, that's all the deeper they go. They got 7 guys on the bench that never see the floor except once or twice a month when it's a blowout one way or the other. But maybe when their starters have decided today's the day we're not going to try hard in defense, you're down by 25 or 30. And so then your bench players, your Bérangers and those players get an opportunity to play. And I think that's good because when those players get an opportunity, they're gaining experience so that you got to see. You don't know if they're really NBA quality long term if they're never seeing the floor except in garbage time. I remember back in high school, watching baby brother Peter play, and both teams do this in a blowout, right? It's like, okay, the game's decided with 2 or 3 minutes to go, then they empty the benches. Well, the team that's leading, they're basically, the kids that are getting into the game aren't really playing basketball. They're playing keep away. Because they're just trying to pass them. They're not trying to score anymore. So they're just passing the ball back and forth to try to keep it out of the hands of the team that's behind. And then the team that's behind, if they get it, they're just running down, jacking up threes because it's like, well, we got to try to get back in this. So it's really not basketball. So if you are the Sacramento Kings, is that the team I used as my example? Let me see. If you are the Sacramento Kings and you're 12-43, I think playing your starters and playing hard and trying to play well is fine. But then when you get to the final quarter, whether you're up or not, well, I got to let my bench players get some experience and see what they're like. So to me, that's passive tanking, and I don't mind that. I know it's controversial. Other shows wouldn't talk about it And I don't know what your take on that is, tend to be, but
I would say if I had a team, given the impact one player can have, and I don't know how good the draft is, but
Right.
maybe there's a generational player that's available in the draft, it transforms your franchise, right? So I have no problems with the actual teams tanking. I would say from a league standpoint, if you have multiple teams that are clearly attempting to tank this early in the year, you have a problem that needs a solution. And your current system does not work, and you need to start getting creative.
I think you might be right. You're either onto something. I hope that's not too controversial for people, but that's what we decided to talk about. We'll take a break. We'll come back when we do. Tend to be a little 5-3-4.
Yeah, we have another quarterback name that has been suggested to the purple.